Good evening, all. I hope you've had a good day. I worked today. It was a good day. It was a good day. I had a blast, actually. My energy has shifted, no doubt. There ain't no telling what's going to come out of my mouth. There's no telling. And I freaking love it. I am here for it. I am here for it. You know, I think we need to live in a world where people are free to say what they want, express how they feel, particularly if they're being completely targeted and harassed by the government for entertainment purposes only. I wasn't put on this earth to be liked by everybody. I wasn't put on this earth to be any type of person chasing clout, chasing money. That was never my design plan, and it's nobody's design plan. Quite frankly, who wants that as a design plan? Honestly, who wants that as a design plan for their life and their destiny, to chase clout and chase fame and chase money? Quite frankly, that just, to me personally, this is my perceptions, my beliefs, my understanding. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like me, for entertainment purposes only. But that just seems like, a meaningless life. You're losing the true essence of life. You're losing the experience of life because you're too busy chasing the bag. You're too busy chasing materialistic things that just do not matter. They're not going to get you the type of love that you deserve. Everybody deserves true love. I always be losing my rhythm. It's all right. I find my rhythm back. This world needs people right now more than ever to defend what's morally correct, what's ethically aligned, what's right, truly right, based off righteousness, based off faith, based off equality, not thinking you're above anybody or not looking for your own particular gain. Everybody's so out for their own gain right now. Everybody's so tunnel visioned. And when it comes to those that are controlling the strings, and it's sad, that's what's consumed this world, is people that are just out for their own gain, which is led by your ego. And you can't walk with God and have an ego. That should be made a slogan, but God, since that's now a slogan and songs are being made and all that stuff, which I said that last year. Add this to the slogans, please, could you? I'd greatly appreciate it. Ego, no God. No ego, God. Can you add that? Make a song, please. I'm here for it. Cheers. Clink. It infuriates me. I can't tell you how many conversations I have with customers every day, how just disheartened they are with what's happening in the world. Whether you're right or left or in the middle, none of that crap matters. They see what's happening. None of that matters. None of it. And this beautiful lady said to me today, she's like, they're going to keep doing what they're doing till we figure out how we can fix it. Every election year we come up with, people that say they're going to do X, Y, Z, and then little to nothing gets done. Only personal gain. Being led by power, ego, And again, I don't have any hate for anybody. I'm extremely disheartened by those in the office and in their little powerful positionings. I had this gentleman come in today, and that leads me into what I'm going to talk about. It was hilarious too. And I could tell it was going to be a feisty conversation. I can read energy. No doubt. I could see you. I just can. I don't know how else to explain it. But he came up to me. He's like, have you been on the boat? I am tan. As much as I can be outside, I'm outside. I love the sun. It helps me. It soothes me. It grounds me. I love my vitamin D. I ain't worried about what I look like later. I ain't worried about what I look like now. I just enjoy life. People waste so much time worried about what you look like. Just be who you are. Love who you are. Who the freak cares what you look like? They're going to talk about you anyways. If they're talking about you, whether or not you look good or you don't look good, they're still going to talk about you negatively. That's what I've learned. You could kill yourself trying to make people happy and they're still gonna talk about you. Shit, they might even plan your death or your demise. You never know. It's a roughy water nowadays. you know? And this video probably get dinged too. You know, it's crazy to me. I'll just make another account though. I don't give a crap. What does that mean to me? Absolutely nothing. Like, you know you're doing something right when you keep getting dinged and you keep getting your, pages taken away from you. You keep getting your stuff dinged for, integrity and authenticity and community guidelines, but they never ever answer the appeal. That's another thing. How can you do something but not answer it? Like, it's crazy to me how corporate America, businesses, TikTok, all these places, just do what they want. They censor, they do whatever they want, and they're not held accountable at all. No, why? Why would they be held accountable? Because they're censoring from the tippity top and how they're supposed to. Everything's being used and weaponized in the way that they're fronted to. Just like AI is. I'm telling you, it's on its way. You guys better be locked in and loaded. You better find your voice. I'm telling you. Like, I've been saying what I've been saying for the last 8 months now, and everything I've been saying has been happening. In different facets, it has. The masks are falling off. The veils are falling off. Anyways, this guy, it was hilarious. He's like, have you been out on a boat? I was like, no, I ain't been out on a boat. Surely haven't. Not this year, not last year. I haven't been lucky enough to go out on a boat. Maybe one year I'll be able to. He got a kick out of that, and we got to talking. He said, well, I got a boat. I was like, well, that's good. I hope you enjoy it. I said, thankfully, Governor DeSantis has got you in the boat department. You ain't got to worry about being, talked to without probable cause, So, hey, you're good there. This is the place to be if you're in a boat. Not on land, though. Not on land. It's a different story. And he's like, well, I like Governor DeSantis. He's doing all this stuff. I said, oh, yeah, that's deflection for sure. Redirection. I said, I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. It was an hilarious conversation. It's one of those things. After what I've been through and what I know, yeah, I'm not a big fan. I think it's comical that he keeps making trips up to where I live, There's a lot of areas in Florida to cover, brother. I will be a fan when you tell me what you did with that $10 million that you gave your wife and you quit deflecting. I will be a fan when you tell the United States and you tell your Floridians what you're doing when it comes to SNAP benefits. I will be a fan when you stop dipping and dabbing in Americans' money and start putting money into Americans' pockets that are working their ass off. That's when I will be a fan. So when those days come, we can talk. I'm happy to have a debate now, honestly. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad person by any means. And honestly, I was telling the people I work with, I'm like, I think that he had military in his background. Like, what happened to some of the military soldiers and veterans and those that are in the military now that lost their honor, walking with honor, pride for your country, for your fellow brothers and sisters? Like, where did that go? Why did we lose that along the way? Like, it's just crazy to me. Where's the morality? Like, we're all American citizens with a heartbeat. Every single one of us. Nobody deserves to be treated less than the other 5 standing next to them because you say so? Because you're God? Because you have more money in the bank? Or you control the strings of everybody else's money? That's what I was telling my mom. I was like, it breaks my heart that I go and I work for, 7 hours and I barely make $100 and $80, $90. And you bust butt for it. I mean, nobody can live off that. Nobody. Nobody in their right mind should be making that in the 50 states. We have enough people that are in the tippity top and the CEOs and the business corporations that should be paying these people more than that. And it's sickening. What has happened to the middle class and the poverty. And we're all just little puppets. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I think it's comical, though. I wanted to know an update on the 10 million. The Leon County State Attorney has opened an official criminal investigation into this matter. Potential charges being explored, including wire fraud, misuse of public funds, and money laundering. It's just sad. It's sad, man. It's sad.